Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Seneca County Commissioner meeting. It's Thursday, March 16th, 2023, 10 a.m., a regular board session, and we will begin the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Reverend, you feel?
No, yes.
Good.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, please give us your wisdom today as we make the decisions, what is in the best interest of our constituents in this county. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Paradisa,
Here.
Commissioner Duff,
Here.
Commissioner Franker.
Here.
So I will accept a motion to approve the minutes of our previous board session from Thursday, March 9th, our regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion. Second, thank you. Roll call.
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuss,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradisa.
Yes. So on the agenda, we have, on our published agenda, we have executive session personnel. We're going to talk about an investigation of charges against a public employee, and I would like to move that to the end of the meeting, if that's okay with everybody, since we don't anticipate any action to be taken. Is that good?
Yes.
You guys good? So we'll drop that down to the end, and we'll have public comment, Jimmy, and then we'll go in executive session.
Sounds good.
The commissioner reports. Tyler.
Sure. Thank you.
First.
Thank you, President Parity. So, yeah, I've had a busy week here at the office. On Tuesday, we had a council of governments meeting out there at the NCO ESC. Took me a little while to get that one down. I'm getting better. Also, earlier in the morning, they had a school safety presentation, which was nice. Well, I shouldn't say it was nice, but it was very informative. I think we had about half to a third of our safety services or law enforcement out there getting educated and brushed up on that. They had a very good public speaker there to go over some of the different scenarios and challenges they face down in Florida. So it is something that we take with very high regard and concern, but it was very educational and informative here. So looking forward to seeing what some of our law enforcement partners bring to the table and ways we can make our schools safer for our kids. Last half of the day, or for that day, I found out my credit card was hacked, so dealt with that there for a couple hours on Tuesday. It was a lot of fun. A lot of losers out there with too much free time, but anyway. Fall Story today. We were over in Fall Story this morning for the FEDC annual meeting. Congratulations to the mayor. He received a award here as he steps down in his last year, Mayor Keckler. So if you've seen him, wish him well. Very well deserved. Very good reports from Renee and Sarah, talking about collaboration and a partnership with the county. They name dropped Seneca County quite a bit, so I thought that was nice because they appreciate those ties and the teamwork and collaboration we have with them. So that was a very good, informative meeting. Got some updates, went through financials. Also this week, so in the previous weeks we've discussed how can we get more money from ODOT, how can we get some more road projects going. So I've been working on that the past week of forming a kind of investigative, thank you, sorry, committee. So don't need to reinvent the wheel. I pulled up our traffic study or road study from 2017. It needs brushed up a little bit, but we've got a good committee formed, just waiting on an answer back from 1 or 2 people, but get back to you with those names next week. I think if we can come with a unified message, if you got Fall Story asking for certain projects and then you have the city of Tiffin, they have a priority list. Then the trustees and townships have a particular list in the county. If we don't have a unified voice or a priority list, I think it's gonna be really hard to bring money back to the county if they're getting 4 or 5 different kinds of asks. So if we can get somebody from each end of the county here at the table, get this committee formed, come up with a really good priority list, go to ODOT with 1 or 2 priority projects, I think we'll have a better shot at getting some money back here in the county. But roads is something that's important to all of us. It's part of our infrastructure. It's gonna help our industry grow and our community grow. But been working on that really hard this week, just getting the right people in line, doing my investigations. But it's been a busy week. Then lastly, just some events coming up here. April 1st, 2023, there's a reverse raffle for the Lions Club as part of Project Lifesaver. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the date on that is April 1st, like I had said. Selling tickets for $50 a piece, dinner's $20. But if you have any questions on that, we've got a phone number here for you, but just an upcoming event. And then the Seneca County Veterans Services, they're doing their Vietnam Veterans of America event, which will be, trying to see here, March 29th, 5 to 6 p.m. And that is over at the Green Springs, American Legion. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so just some upcoming events we'll let people know about, but all in all, it's a busy week, and just keep plugging away. That's all I have.
Yeah, good. I think the three of us are going to the Veterans Center, right?
Yes.
We all plan on going to that. That's always a priority. So, go ahead. Thank you.
Very good. So last Saturday evening, Bestville Fire Department had their reverse raffle. Very well attended, and again, always a donator, but never a winner. So,
I am going to interrupt you.
Yeah.
So you didn't win, but your son won.
well, so
that
he
counts,
it does
doesn't it?
count. That's
Does
right.
that
Yeah,
count
he
when
won a
your
nice
son
little.
wins?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yep, a little package
the
of
rumor I heard.
pickups. All right. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. So no, that was good. Yeah, had a good event that night. Really enjoyed that and stuff with it. So, and then Monday took a little tour down, talked to the Stop the Board of Elections. They've got their machines all scattered throughout the building and getting everything all ready to roll for the May primary and stuff. And Lori spent a little time kind of showing procedures and stuff on that. So that fills the basement up when you start stringing out 150 different machines and stuff on that.
Heavy,
So,
too.
amazing. Oh yeah, yeah. And you know, appreciation for Sheriff Stevens having the jail folks help move that stuff around, and you know, they really rely on him a lot and do a nice job with that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I guess that was, and then Tuesday, we took our 4-H, some of the kids from 4-H Club and FFA down to the State House and had a tour lined up, did a nice tour. Representative Click was there, met with the kids and visited them for a little bit, and kids really enjoyed it. You know, a lot of them, and even the Lloyd teacher, Mr. Zimmerman, that was the first time he's ever at the State House, so so it was a good thing, and maybe we could make it a
was his
annual
first
event.
time?
It was his first time. I was surprised at
Yeah.
it. Yeah, so been all over, but yeah, it's never been down to the State House, so it's amazing.
Mark's brother.
Yep.
Mark's brother.
Okay.
Yeah. Great guy, I tell you what a phenomenal Boyd teacher we have applied with them, and that's going to be a Boyd in 4 years when he
Lives
decides.
in Seneca County and
That's a lot.
Ooh,
Yeah.
good
Great,
guy.
great guy. Yes. Yeah. Actually, great teacher. You know, Rollin was a phenomenal teacher
Yeah.
out of Sentinel,
That'd be Mark's
yeah,
dad.
good. Yeah, for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yep, so great guys there. Yeah, along with Tyler and Tony, you know, went out to the learned about the safety presentation, and I recommend if everybody gets a minute, look up Safe Schools for Alex. Nice video. I kind of Googled that after the fact, and boy, a lot of great information. His dad did a wonderful presentation. He's really dedicated his life to, you know, helping the schools, and kind of, you know, it was amazing as he went through the steps on the gaps and stuff. Could have, you know, a few things be put together and stuff on that could have maybe saved some folks on that. So he's done a phenomenal job and getting the word out, and
His
working with
work
everybody.
continues to
Continue, yeah.
expand from state to state.
Yep, yeah, kind of trying to get the same message across.
Boy.
Yeah, energetic guy, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, unreal. So that was,
Yeah,
great.
Sound like an attorney almost.
Yeah, well, that's
I thought
what,
he
yeah,
was,
well, he
yeah.
was, but I think he's insurance, so, you know, the insurance guys like to talk, right, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We him and I talked about that afterwards. But everyone was, you know, in their seat. Nobody talked, nobody moved. It was that kind of
Yep.
program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, unreal. So, and I think March 22nd, is John on? We talked about, I think, upcoming meetings for the Eclipse.
I am, thank you.
John?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, next Wednesday, we're gonna have an encore performance of the Eclipse meeting we had on, I think the 27th or 28th February, out at the NCO ESC. We're gonna do it twice. It's gonna be at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Wednesday the 22nd, and again at 6 p.m. Next Wednesday. And this is also open to the community. Anybody who's interested in seeing what how the county is planning for this event, and just some general information about the eclipse as it comes up in just over a year, we'll get that out to people. There'll be an opportunity for question and answers. And so I just wanted to put that out on the calendar. I know Jimmy put out a press release to let people know about it. After that, the committee meetings will start, and we'll start to get down into the nitty-gritty of the planning.
What's the time on that again, John? March
1
20th?
o'clock in the afternoon and 6 p.m. next Wednesday.
And that is where at?
NCOESC, the old Kroger building.
Yep, very good.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all.
Good. On the Mayor Keckler, to just dovetail off what you said, Jimmy, did Zach send you a picture?
Yeah, we've actually already got that
We have
online.
it up on.
Yep,
up here.
yep, you can check it. It looked like a great turnout.
It was.
I mean, that was a full room.
Again, that was one of those events that I'm glad we all went, and it was well done, and the work, the kids, it's amazing, really. And I sat at that, I left the active shooter meeting, I'm calling it that, it's not the right word. Well,
School safety.
School safety,
Yeah, school
and then I attended a tax incentive meeting at 11 at the RTA. I was a proxy for our appointment, and I sat with the Vanguard School representative, and he was talking, we got talking about House Bill 1. I think last year Vanguard Sentinel had 1,120 kids. This year it's 1,400. Next year it's going to be 1,800. So, and they are screening, and you have to apply to go to Sentinel Vanguard. So this is a demand we have, which is really exciting about workforce development. And then I want to just kind of tie Fostoria with that. I think we've always known about this, but I'm really growing to appreciate that. Of course, Carol was there, who works with Kathy, and that learning center, they continue to have classes, welding classes, and certificate classes, and that thing's filling up. So it takes a couple years maybe to start to see
Definitely.
what, we're like, this is never gonna come, but it's starting to, it really feels good. And so hats off to all the people over in Fostoria doing their work, and Sentinel Vanguard, and it was
and
great.
Piggyback off that a little bit.
Yeah.
When you talk and you listen to Max's presentation yesterday, and back when we was in school, in junior high you had shop, you had home ec,
Yeah.
and that's what I think some of these kids, they need a purpose. And you put a saw in their hand, you put a screwdriver in, and that could really help.
I see some nods out in the audience.
I think that's where we're getting lost at. I think the schools all went to one way where they were leading everybody to college and stuff on that, and you're getting, 45% of kids want to just go to be work at a trade and stuff on that, and that's what I think, some way through House Bill 1 and any other entities we would work with to try to maybe get back to, stuff in the junior high. So Clyde, for example, they work with, actually I talked to Greg a little bit about that yesterday, as you're from Vanguard Sentinel, and so Clyde actually, through Vanguard, at their middle school, they're putting up a greenhouse there. And so basically they're they hired a VOA teacher now for the middle school, and so the kids are gonna be able to grow stuff and in the greenhouse there. So it's gonna be, I think, a lot more in the kind of a prototype, so hopefully we can kind of expound on that stuff and get it back into kids' hands-on.
You
stuff.
listened to the 4-H Katie last week. There's a lot of opportunities for people to get. Yeah. I'm glad to
We need
support
it.
that kind of thing. The other thing, that you brought in a deck of cards at one time
Yeah,
from
yeah,
FEDC.
right.
So all over the tables, they had these cards. 23 businesses had 25 careers, and you could pick up a card, truck driver, and flip it over. And
Tells who it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
kind of
was
face of the
awesome.
name,
You
yeah.
can see their batting average from last season.
yeah. It was just like-
Compensation, what you need.
Yeah, and so anyhow, I think it's just the time, I guess, after these last couple of days to pause and just be grateful and recognize Mayor Keckler for sure. For, everything the city of Fostoria has been through is unbelievable. And, that's good. They're part of our county, and they complimented us too.
Oh, they did,
in the
yeah.
meeting. They
That's
said
great-
the
great
relationship
collaborative
with the
partner.
commissioners has never been better. with TCEP, with the chamber, Bryce. I mean, everybody's working together, and it's good to hear. But moving on, the EMS, we had an EMS little get-together Tuesday, and there'll be a meeting tonight at 7 o'clock out at the Public Safety Building. That's for the joint EMS district. It's their meeting. And so we have a kind of a, I'm gonna call it their executive committee, and Don from EMS, Barb, Jamie, and I meet with their team, and we just kind of talk about issues so they can have a productive meeting. You know, I think that was one of our better meetings, when you two agree. And you guys have talked to Don, but things are getting much better. We're focusing on operations, we're focusing on culture, procedures. Dr. Sauber's very involved. They reported out that the training that's being offered is, I think we're surprised at the number.
Very well attended.
Very well attended. We have firefighters coming, getting EMR training. It's open to anybody in that emergency world that wants to be part of the training. And I thought it was a very pleasant report. So we'll see how tonight goes. You know, the joint EMS district, they have their own business. They have budgets and things they pay. But as far as the operations, commissioners and the joint EMS district, our goal is just deliver 24-hour service, ALS, top-notch service throughout the county. That never changed, and I'm really excited to finally again see we're headed in the right direction.
Can I piggyback off
Yeah,
that for a second?
absolutely.
So, one of the reports I did forget was, so Tuesday night was the fair board meeting.
Yeah,
So I went out for the executive session of that, and they are ecstatic with Don. He's gonna open things up.
He mentioned that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
basically,
keep going, yeah.
yep, and so basically, they're gonna work together with Chief Chappell, the Bascom, and everybody to put together a great EMS coverage for the fair through all the collaborative efforts and stuff with that. Don's gonna let them do like they used to do, put some stuff in the building, and the CERT's gonna be in the other building, so again, it's a
Figure
great
out a way
deal.
to
I
do
got a
it.
couple calls, Danny Wilkerson and Joe Brandt, that they
Yeah.
met with Don one-on-one and said what a great guy. He's, got the focus and the leadership skills that we need, so, yeah.
he's going to
it's-
fire chief meetings. He's meeting with, he appreciates and treasures the volunteers. I think he's working real hard to,
yeah.
not, you're a volunteer, I'm paid, we're different. No, we're all here to take care of the people. And it's all positive stuff. So we don't always get to say that up here, so we're taking a few minutes to, anything from you? Yeah.
Yeah, just real quick before I forget, and piggyback.
You have to
I'm gonna
speak up, 'cause you forget.
I'm gonna piggyback on Bill now. When you said that you were down at the Board of Elections here this past week, it kind of made me think, we've got those iPads in the back room that are sitting there, that are obsolete compared to what we need now at the Board of Elections, but I know I mentioned this a few weeks ago, but I'd really like to get those iPads back in use, I'd like to give them to a couple of our local libraries here throughout the county.
I got an email going out either today or tomorrow with pictures of it to our departments first to give the departments, the county departments, an opportunity to claim those. The sheriff's office has taken, I believe, 10. Is that right? So they've got, put those to use. So after that, we'll come back. We'll give them probably maybe 2 weeks and maybe a week for the departments to claim those. And then from there, yeah, our goal is to get those.
Good point.
out of here.
I'd like to get them back to the taxpayers or the kids. I mean, some kids like to read from those, some kids like to read from books, but if we can go out to some of the local libraries in the villages that are struggling, I think that'd be helpful to them.
Good. So at some point we'll bring that up again.
Absolutely.
Over to you, County Administrator.
Okay, the update on the RTA, so, they'll be moving in Friday the 17th for setup, so tomorrow, that came fast. I think I'm a week off, so, but Friday 17th, so tomorrow they're going to begin setup in the basement for the replacement of the ductwork of the first floor of the RTA. Monday the 20th, and through the 23rd, They were going to work on the basement demo, for the RTA. The recorder, treasurer, auditor, RTA building is going to be closed Friday the 24th. So there will be no business being conducted from the RTA. The offices will be out. They are going to, that day, begin the first floor demo and taking out the ductwork. So that's pretty invasive to the employees, so to get them out, we had to shut down. They're gonna do that over the weekend. Sunday they'll go in, finish it, clean it up, and then we'll be back to normal business. So it's just Friday the 24th that the RTA will be closed. Signs should be hanging. Jimmy's gonna get something out to the media as well. We're gonna push that next
There's a
week.
sign there.
We're only down one day.
We're only down one day, yeah.
That's what I signed.
Good work.
The elected officials in the office were great to work with. They've made this so easy.
They're excited
And
that it's
so,
getting
yeah, I think so. So
rectified.
they worked great with us on that. The following week, no work will be done at the RTA because they'll be fabricating the ductwork at the shop. Following week, April 3rd, is going to be hopefully the beginning of the install of the ductwork. That operations will remain the same at the RTA, so they'll still be able to do all of the work. We won't have to shut down. Be a little bit difficult, maybe for loud, possibly a lot of workers in there. In the meantime, we're working, from now that we have everything in place and lined up, we'll be sending out an email today that discusses the mail. We believe that it's best for all inter-office mail next week to be done through our office. So we're just gonna ask all the offices to drop off mail and pick up mail here, as well as any mail that needs to be run to be sent out, that we would do that for them. If they absolutely are against that,
You ready for that?
we will give them a little bit better instructions on how to utilize the RTA, but the basement really is gonna be difficult with the amount of equipment down there. So that email's going out shortly, to the elected officials and department heads. So, next week, we're asking everyone to come do mail here, just for the 1 week, just to stay out of the workers' way weather. We don't want anyone to get hurt. There's a lot of equipment, and, it'll be mainly right by the mailroom, so we just think it's gonna be easier for everybody, so.
Nice
Sounds
work,
good.
nice work.
Great job.
We'll see, bear with us,
Good
but yeah,
communications.
should be good. So we'll have that email going out, for that today. I did get this, I'm not sure if you guys got this, but Columbian High School, is doing It Presents Footloose. So I'm gonna give you guys a
This
copy of
weekend?
this. Yep, March 17th, 18th, 24th, and 25th. It's at 7:30. Purchase tickets, $8 in advance, $10 at the door, so.
I nominate Bill as our footloose representative.
Man, I don't know, I don't have tennis shoes, I just got my gaiters on, so I can live it. Yeah,
You were on the stage over the cooking.
you're right, exactly, right,
You've been there.
right. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And
Thanks,
then
Tyler, yeah.
the last thing I have is just that it's official, the congressional directed spending grant has been submitted for both the ag building and EMS. Let's see, ag went in this morning, EMS went in yesterday, and so I think that the amount of support that we received in such a short time when we got those asking for support letters is just unreal. I don't know that it would be hard I would hope them to overlook the amount of support letters that we received. And so just to recap on that, we did receive 56 support letters from the ag building, and you really look at maybe a 4-day period by the time we got that out. And
They
then we
wanted
received 23 from EMS, so
23,
it was, so it was a stack we got to send in on the support letters for that, so we just wanna thank everybody that came together for us, cause they truly really thought, that this was a funding project that they support, so hopefully, I don't know the timeline on this, but, the money's allocated, it's there, it's just that the next step, is just gonna go through that review board. So if they have any questions, then they'll come back directly to us, and then we can respond. And it doesn't sound like it'll be a really long.
I thought she said we're going
It
to
is,
fairly
I
soon.
think so, and actually, we got a response back. She sent that in, to, I think, Lada's office, and that, we got a response back saying, thank you so much on the timely manner in getting this this stuff in, so everything's good, hopefully, I'll keep you guys updated, but hopefully there's good news to come from that.
She seems like a go-getter, very,
She's-
very aggressive.
She did great. She's so easy to work with. Like I read both of the submissions for the grant. She did a great job pulling that together from both sides. They're totally different. One's more of a Q&A, the other one's more summary, and she has to narrate. So she did a good job on both. So fingers crossed. And
This came up fairly quickly, so
Yeah.
everyone knows this is federal money. I would say from the minute we knew we could apply to today, has it been 2 weeks?
No.
Has it
It's
been
not,
2
it
weeks?
was
No.
Tuesday of last week.
It was Tuesday of last week, so this is how fast this project, so we were informed that Congressman Latta and Senator Brown requested open this up. And we had two projects that fit right in the sweet spot. One was the ag building and one is our EMS building. And it's free money, and so that's what we're talking about. Those apps have been submitted, everyone did a great job, so thank you very much. Your
And
fingers are
it's
crossed. It was
Carrie
worth
Hart
the time.
from GLCAP that worked with
And-
us on
and
that.
GLCAP
So she
brought it to our
deserves all the
attention.
praise on that.
Sheriff Brown was just in town. Did you guys know he was coming or get a heads up?
No.
No, we did, and that was kind of a veteran, maybe the other party thing.
Oh, I was gonna say there was other elections. I didn't see anything on our count. I think he would have let it.
No, it was one of those, and that happens. I mean, I remember when the governor came in and went to Sentinel, nobody knew about it. You know, sometimes they just kind of do it that way, but this is very bipartisan history, you know. Senator Brown's been in there a long time, and his track record is pretty even, really. And we saw it, the numbers, so hats off to, thank you, Sheriff Brown.
Say what you will about him. If you look at his record, though, he does bring home money back to the states. I mean,
He's our
some
senator.
senators do, some senators don't, but
Yeah,
hopefully bring some bacon home.
so keep going.
That
Thank you.
is,
That-
I
that's
think,
good.
all I have right now for you guys.
Do you think we ought to, would help if we have Mike Dittle maybe do something for us too on a, you know, with his legislative
Are
thing?
you on, Mike?
I can double check for you.
Okay. I just thought about that.
Yeah.
For the legislature, then,
Good morning.
Hey,
Morning, Mike.
did you absorb our conversation on these two grants we sent in?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I think it's great, and I think it's phenomenal that you got so much support on them, because that is typically what makes the difference, I think, in a lot of these federal grant opportunities. So I think that's great. If there is anything that we can do to help, certainly would be glad to do that.
I think, you know, Commissioner Frank just brought it up. You know, I don't know if you have a contact at Senator Brown's or a contact at Representative Latta's office, but if you have a backroom contact that you could call and put a plug in, I think that's probably where we're at with it,
that's
right?
exactly what I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
That would be great.
legislative then, so yeah, if you could do that.
We'd be
that'd
glad to do that.
Good.
Sure. If you happen to have, if Jamie or someone could send us, just send me a copy of one of the applications, so we are referencing the right title or number, or just so we're making sure we're on the same page, that would be extremely helpful.
We're nodding, and thank you.
No problem. That sounds great.
Appreciate it very much.
Okay,
You bet.
anything else, County Administrator?
That's all I have.
So old business, we overlooked, but it's actually new business. Happy birthday, Jimmy,
Thank you.
today, and welcome back, Jimmy,
Yes.
today. That was not a fun couple days, huh?
No, definitely not. But feeling better. So
Yeah, well, we're glad
Good timing.
that you're
Glad you're
back,
back.
and,
You don't look any better, Jimmy, you look the same, man.
well, that's something I don't think is going to change. So should have to get used to that.
Happy birthday, and, yeah, thank you.
Yep,
Welcome back. So you and Allison, what did we figure? 8
Yeah, we're
days?
7 days apart.
7 days
so,
apart.
yep.
Wow.
She's 7 days my
Went
senior.
to school together and
Yep.
everything. Kayla's part, you guys all go way back. Yeah. It's interesting. On to new business. I guess to turn over to you, Barb, right? Sup, apps?
I only have a few. The commissary fund is asking for $10,000 in equipment. This is for some exercise bikes for the inmates. They purchased 2 last year, so they're going to purchase 2 more, I believe, is my understanding. I also have the General Special Projects Fund, $1,404 for their contract services line. This is to pay an attorney for pivot attorney fees. And then the last I have is for the Community Development Block Grant Fund, into their other administrative expense line for $4,366. This is to pay a CHIP admin fee to the city of Fostoria that is required by the grant.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved, accept the appropriations.
Second.
Okay, any discussion from anybody? I do have a question. When Treasurer Harrison was in here a couple of weeks ago, or Julie maybe, have we received, we talked about the real estate settlement money. Does that come in yet?
That has not been
Okay.
completed yet.
So that will get our financials a lot, they'll get it back up to where we can then maybe going into April, May, look at what our balances are.
Yes, yes.
Because some of our prior, I learned this, by the way, for the first time, I think, and this is more of a question.
Okay.
So we had X amount of money in December, and then when January, February hit, we had less money. We didn't spend anything, but we encumbered
Yes,
that money because we approved it in our budget. So
Correct.
our carryover went and was, and this is layman up here, but it was kind of gobbled up and allocated. Now, when we get the real estate money back, that big chunk of money, it should, It won't all be
It
encumbered.
evens out,
It
but a
does.
lot of the real estate money goes to the real estate fund, which goes to the auditor, not to the general fund.
right, but
But
what,
we do get a portion of that.
that's all I'm asking,
We
yeah.
do get a portion of that. And I would assume settlement should happen within the next week. It's usually done before the end of March.
Yeah, so I am not in any way trying to put a number to this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
more of a concept. I know it all works out.
Yep.
And it's unfair to, well, it's not fair, it's just not practical to look at the finances today and think that's what it is. You have to
Correct.
have a bigger discussion.
Because you approve a budget,
And,
and that, when that budget is approved, departments then start to encumber purchase orders, so they're encumbering money, which then looks like you have less cash, but
Yeah.
it's just put on a purchase order so that they can have expenses paid,
yeah,
so.
and I think we're all good with that, but as we start to level out, and we've had this discussion before,
Mhm.
the numbers will be more explainable and predictable
Correct.
the longer we go, right? Okay,
And I think, you know,
that's good.
Paul Harrison had also alluded to that just looking at the way the real estate taxes are paid this year, a lot of it's, we're gonna get probably more upfront than we're
Yeah.
gonna trickle in later on and stuff with that, because everybody, year end, farmers had a good year, paid, last year, and then everybody's paying upfront and stuff, but plus they're paying the whole year upfront, so,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Prepaying.
typically, it's not like this might be an odd year where that happens. We get lean years, that's where everybody kind of waits, and to the last minute, so. And I think he said it's also gonna save on them as far as having to send out second billings and all
Yeah,
that
he did
stuff with
mention
it
that
too, so
too, yeah, so that's
I
a
think
good
it's
point.
So,
So good job on the sub apps. I like the discussion and application, or, the way we do it. And, so we have a first and second. Any more discussion? You good? Roll call.
Commissioner Franker,
yes,
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes, thank you. Jamie.
Okay. On to resolutions. The first one we have is a resolution amending the board's orders of March 2nd, 2023, resolution 2023-44. That was the transfer to the VOCA grant fund 2112. There was just an incorrect number given to us, so they had to correct the transfer amount.
I'll make a motion. We approve this.
no second?
Roll call.
Commissioner Franker,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso.
Yes.
Next resolution is a resolution approving the recommendation of the Tax Incentive Review Council's findings regarding enterprise zone and community reinvestment area tax abatements for companies located in Seneca County for tax year 2022. And they have listed on their Church and Dwight for a continual abatement.
Move for passage of the resolution?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, a little discussion. I learned something yesterday when I went to another tax abatement hearing, tax incentive hearing. There are 3 located in our county. I did not know that. We have a county one, which we talked about here, but the city of Tiffin and the city of Fostoria each have their own. And the commissioners, would be on the list of our appointments. We appoint a representative to the various, to each of the cities. And the person we appointed couldn't make it, so we were all in that meeting. Nobody wanted to leave, so I drew straws and lost, and I ran over. But it was good because I learned some things, and so there are 3 of these, and we always take action with regards to the county. Okay, so Arm and Hammer located out there will fall under our jurisdiction. So, any other discussion on this one? Let's vote.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Okay. The next resolution is authorizing the real estate appraisal contract with Hinkle Real Estate Advisors on behalf of the Seneca County Airport.
Move for passage?
Second the motion?
Roll call. Yeah, thank you.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
We have a resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the 2023 chip seal project. That will be at 10:30 a.m. April 6, 2023, here at the Commissioner's office.
Motion for approval.
Second?
Discussion, anybody? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes.
Okay, I have a resolution setting time, date, and place to receive sealed bids for the 2023 pavement marking project. That is going to be here at the Commissioner's office on April 6th at 10:45 a.m.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Commissioner Franker?
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff?
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso?
Yes. Okay, anything else under new business?
I just got a question. I think it's 2 weeks out on the, where we meet for the vacation of the street.
30th.
Yeah, so what's the process on that? How do we all go? What is the?
Yeah, I think all 3 of us go, and then if it's any different, someone tell me. But the 3 of us go to view it, and we don't talk about it, we just look at it, and then we come back. And then when they have the hearing, we have a feel and understanding of what we're dealing with. Does that sound right?
Nailed it.
Yeah. So that's a good question. You don't have to go.
No.
None of us have to go, and certainly all 3 of us are invited to go. But there's no discussion about anything. You just look at it and come back.
Might as well educate ourselves.
Yeah, and these oftentimes these are in parts of the county that are hid and that are, in corners next to something, and so it helps to go visit them.
That's 2 weeks.
And I learned.
The 30th, yep.
I just learned by going. First time
Yeah.
I went and I started to ask Engineer Zimmerman questions. He cut me off.
Yeah.
He said, "This is not a hearing," and so I respect all that, and we learned, and it was very helpful.
So I guess my suggestion is maybe we'll meet here at the office, hop in the car.
We could do that.
No use,
Yeah,
you know.
let's talk about that next week
So
in
just-
our meeting.
Next we'll put it on target, so that way don't forget about that, so just,
Sounds good.
yeah.
Jimmy, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, Jamie, is Mark going to that too? Do you know?
I'm not positive. I don't think he mentioned that. I
Okay.
assume,
Okay.
I would absolutely assume, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't, I do not have confirmation of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
That would be kind of,
I've been to a few for the city, and a lot of times the law directors there, engineers, they kind of talk about. I mean, they don't, like you said, there's no discussion.
right. Yeah, I'm
But-
pretty sure if it's in the county, Engineer Zimmerman or a representative.
Okay,
would be there.
cool.
Yeah.
We did one for the township about 12, 14 years ago, and that So yeah, everybody shows up there, cause I think it's, yeah, and then you do.
Yeah.
And you go, the guys come.
Then the actual hearing is where you may ask
Yep.
questions or, okay, cool.
Right.
And I think there's a hearing that same day then, I believe.
It
Believe it
Yeah.
is.
It is,
Yes,
right?
let
Yeah,
me,
that
I'm
way
pretty
it's-
sure we have that on the calendar for the.
I don't mean to
Yeah,
jump ahead, but I
public
just
hearing.
trying
No,
to get
that's
things.
very good
It is.
clarification,
Yeah.
because this is gonna come up again over our,
Yeah, and at least two of you do need to be at the viewing,
Yeah,
it
so.
is
we
too,
have that
okay.
Yep.
10:15 is on the calendar for that day.
For the hearing part, and then 8 o'clock, I think.
For the viewing.
Okay,
Mhm.
very good.
Mr. Brian, while we ask questions, because sometimes we don't know. You know,
good.
it's all good.
It's been a while since we've had one of those, you know?
It has been,
Back-
and they're, very.
Were you here for one yet?
I've been to a couple, one way out in
Yeah.
Fostoria, and then one behind, the Hopewell Township
Yep.
Road ends, it's right behind Arnold Vending. We had a.
That was like right after you started, I think. It would have been in that first
So-
year.
And then
Yeah.
I think we had another one over by, Republic, Attica, something over there, but two for sure that I went to, and they were, and then when you come in here or you go to the hearing, you're much better, you can understand both sides and make a good decision. Yeah, so I like how they do it.
Awesome.
But anything
Nope,
else?
we're good, yeah.
Okay, any public comment, anybody? You good?
I want to make a comment, but I
Yes.
don't want to make it until you use the gavel.
Okay, fair. Anybody on,
Yeah, I'm gonna actually just put a message in the chat here to see if anybody wants to come forward.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yep, yep.
At least until next Thursday.
I think we're good.
I'd like to, well,
go ahead, yeah.
I'd like to make a motion that we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing personnel. Specify
I'm gonna
personnel.
read it out for
Discuss
investigation.
personnel, for the purpose of, ongoing
Right here, I wrote it out.
investigation of charges against a public employee.
Okay, have a motion.
Second.
Second, so discussion, we do not anticipate any further discussion, so when we adjourn here to go in executive session, you can ask whatever you want to ask us as we walk back there, but it is now 9:42, 9:43, is that what you have? 10:43.
You're close.
We'll get there.
It's yep.
It's like his calendar.
I've tried it, yeah, it's now 10:43.
My grandma's one of those alarm clocks too.
Yes.
Daylight
We'll head
savings.
back into executive session, thank you. You want to direct it to all of us or to me?
Yep.
Thank you. We're back from executive session. It is 11:04, so I need a motion to come out of executive session.
I move we come out of executive session.
Second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Frankert,
Yes.
Commissioner Schuff,
Yes.
Commissioner Paradiso,
Yes. Let the minutes note that no action was taken. And I think hearing no other business, right?
Correct.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.